Hello, folks. Bill O'Leary here, coming to you in this video. And what I'm going to talk about here is what's called an estate planning checklist. So when you go about your estate planning, a checklist for some things to consider and to pull together. Before I get started, quick introduction. Bill O'Leary is the name. I'm an attorney. I focus on estate planning, elder law, and probate, those three areas. Here with my firm, Legacy Planning Law Group, located in Jacksonville, Florida. So let's jump right in. The first thing that you would want to sort of gather is an asset list. So before you start thinking about, beneficiaries, heirs, an asset list. And the clients I work with, a lot of times it's sort of an eye-opening exercise. Oh, I've got to sort of gather and marshal the assets. I didn't realize I have this or that or whatnot. So get a list of the assets, real estate, financial accounts, vehicles, that sort of thing. Put together an asset list. Next, as part of the estate planning checklist, think of the beneficiaries, your heirs, who you want to receive what you have. And there are basically two types. One are called specific recipients, and the other is called residuary beneficiaries. Let me break that down. Think of sort of your estate as a cake, and the cake is going to be cut into multiple pieces, okay? Those are going to be your ultimate beneficiaries to split your estate. But before the cake is cut, what's on top of a cake? It's the icing, the best part. And so there might be an opportunity to scrape off the icing first and make specific gifts to specific people before the cake is cut. You want to give, I don't know, a certain amount of cash to this grandchild, that grandchild. Those gifts are made first, and then the cake was cut. Now, as part of thinking of beneficiaries, you want to put in place a will. Last will and testament, you've all heard of it. It's a way to decide who gets your stuff, what they get, when they get it, and how they get it. And in fact, oftentimes, a much better solution than just having a will is having a living trust, a revocable living trust, which answers the same four questions: who, what, when, and how, but answers them in a much better way, because what you will achieve is things going to your loved one smoothly, quickly, and easily, not having to go through the probate court. So putting together a trust is part of the estate planning checklist. How about this? Power of attorney. So ask yourself, who's going to help you manage your affairs if you can't handle them yourself anymore? So for help with financial matters, was called a power of attorney. Financial power of attorney, also referred to as a durable power of attorney. So you ensure someone is able to help you make financial decisions for you if you can't engage in financial transactions and the like. And then for healthcare, what we use in Florida is most typically what's called a healthcare surrogate designation. You name a healthcare surrogate, a decision maker for medical decisions. Other states call it a healthcare proxy, but in Florida we typically use a healthcare. It's the same thing, different terminology. Also, another item on the checklist, a HIPAA authorization. Perhaps you've heard of HIPAA. It's that medical privacy law. Every time you go to the doctor, you've got to sign a HIPAA privacy statement. Well, you can list people that you're saying to the medical community, hey, I want these people to have access to my medical record. Hey, doctor, I want you and allow you to talk to this person about my medical condition. So it's a HIPAA authorization, an item on the checklist. Living will. Living will, maybe you've heard of that, which, by the way, has nothing to do with the will I just mentioned that deals with your assets, your property, and so forth. It is the end-of-life set of wishes for what kind of medical care or treatment you want if you're close to death, or that you don't want, maybe if you want a withheld. Helpful set of wishes for your healthcare decision makers to have. They're not guessing what kind of care you would or would not want if you're close to death and can't speak for yourself. By the way, that's sometimes also referred to as an advance directive. Another item, personal property memorandum. So this is where you can lay out who's going to get what of your stuff, your tangible personal property, furniture, jewelry, firearms, that sort of thing. You can list it out. A couple more items on the checklist I want to talk about. Number one, what we refer to here in my office, memorial instructions. So it's a fairly detailed legal document, 11 or 12 pages or so, that you can personalize to yourself, including personal information. You can indicate who do you want to receive notification of your death. Very, very important. Family members, friends, and so forth. What do you want done with your final remains? Okay, so he's going to be buried like in a traditional casket, or are you going to be cremated? The directions for the type of urn and so forth. What about, let's say, a headstone? If you're going to be buried in a casket, maybe a marker. If you're maybe in some sort of columbarium with your cremated remains, if you want your remains, spread over the ocean, whatever you want, you can personalize these instructions. What about a funeral or sort of remembrance celebration? And expenses. Who's going to pay these final expenses? So memorial instructions, important part of the checklist. Finally, why don't you hold a family meeting? Why don't you gather the family and tell them about all this rather than it being sprung on them after you die and they're scrambling? So if you'd like to know a little bit more about estate planning, a checklist of things to consider, and maybe you want to find out how we can help, we would love to talk to you. So what we would encourage you to do is schedule a free phone call, our discovery call. And just click on the link that's at the bottom of this video. Real easy, takes you to a booking calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you. We'll jump on the call. And by the way, if you have enjoyed this video, we'd ask that you like it. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're putting more and more content up all the time. So, Bill O'Leary signing off. Go make it a great day and a better world.